yet another DJs BrewTube beer review. You know what, guys? I'm in a different kind of scenery, different sort of location today. Not down in the dungeon. Yes, I do see the light of day without burning like a vampire, and amazing, right? Anyways, they let me out of the dungeon. Why? Because they wanted me to do some yard work. I think some folks didn't believe when I say I'm doing beer reviews that I like have just done yard work. Well, you can see I'm sweating like a pig out here because it's the end of the summer and it's hot as hell. So I said to myself, Self, you need a refreshing reward beer for being such a good boy and doing the yard work today. That's right. And if you watch DJs BrewTube this season, you've seen I've been digging on some Gose. So I'm going to have another Gose today, and it's a Gose from Bayerische Bahnhof out of Leipzig, Germany, and as the style suggests, it's a Gose. And what beer is it? It's their Leipziger Original Gose, or Leipziger Gose. Now, as we've mentioned before when we reviewed the Rittergut Gose, Leipzig is the home of said beer. That's right, or said beer style. It's an ale, in case you guys don't know, and it's an ale that uses some pre-Reinheitsgebot adjuncts or additives into the beer, and those are being coriander, salt, excuse me, and lactobacillus. Now, this is a really traditional sort of Gose. It's made with 60% wheat and 40% barley. So straight down the line recipe. It clocks in at 4.6% ABV and 13 IBUs. I'm super thirsty. I've been wanting to try this one again for a while. It's been probably 6 years since the last time I've had it. So I'm ready to crack into this bad boy and pour it because I've worked up a thirst and earned said beer today. Nice hiss off the top. Lovely collectible crown so we can continue our obsession. Let's get this bad boy in the glass. Nice and hazy and cloudy. It's basically a wheat beer with that high of a wheat malt content in it. You can see our lovely label here. Label's out. Let's see what we got. Lovely sort of yellow sunshine, like a sunset yellow amber sort of color. I don't know if you can see it in the shade here, but we got a solid, super tightly packed one finger head of white bubbles, fairly quickly dissipating. But take a look at that beer, guys. That's a gorgeous, tasty looking beer. I'm thirsty right now, and that's looking awesome. When I swirl it, yeah, we're going to get some glass lacing when we drink this bad boy down. No alcohol legs to speak of, but man, I'm ready to get an aroma on this. Put my nose in this glass and start drinking it pretty soon. Diving in. Right up at the front, you get that lemon, orange. You can smell the coriander and that briny sea salt sort of air aroma in the background. Sweet, rainy, bready malt, and the wheat. You can smell that wheat sweetness in there, like when you're drinking a Hefeweizen, and you get a bit of like that banana type yeast almost in the background spiciness, but it's hidden mostly by the coriander and the salt. But man, it's a lovely sort of salty, sweet sea air sort of mixed aroma with like a lemon orange smell in the background from the lacto. I'm diving in, guys. I'm thirsty as heck can be. Cheers, bros, whatever you want. Going down. Glass lacing, like I said, yum. Right up in the front, I can tell this is more wheat beer like, and it's got a thicker body than the Rittergut Gose did. But man, right up in the front, you get that malty sweetness. Then you get the coriander. The salt is lighter in this beer, and then after that, you're getting a fairly light lacto, like lemon and orange taste. The taste in this beer is less intense and less lemony than some that I've had. This is a more mild Gose, and I think in some ways a more accessible Gose. The salt is also less, but it's there. This is a less briny, less intense flavored sort of Gose. I think I prefer myself the bigger flavor on this beer, like a bigger Gose. Like even the Anderson Valley, the Kimi, the Yink, and the Holy Gose, that had a bigger, more lemony lacto bite to it than this does. Like I said, this is more mild, and it's a real subtle tartness as opposed to like a lemony sort of like almost bitterness and like acidic lemon taste to it. So here I'm kind of enjoying this beer. It's super refreshing out here. You can chug this bad boy top to bottom, no problem at all. And 4.6%, we're in great sessionability range. So, Rate Beer gives it an 86, and Beer Advocate gives it 88, which is A+. I'm going to go with that 88 grade. This is a B+ beer. I think it's a little mild for what the flavor is. It does accomplish its task. It's got the salt in there. It's got the coriander and all that good stuff. And it's highly quaffable. But compared to others that I've had, I think it just falls off a little bit in the bigger flavors that I was looking for and I've become accustomed to, in pretty much the same ABV and even lower than that. It's not so much alcohol with this. This beer is more about the adjuncts and I think what malt-based blend that they use in this. So, anyways, great beer, just the same, really tasty brew. You can't go wrong if you buy it, and if you're just getting into the style of Gose, it may be a really great place to start. So, if you have had this beer, let me know what you think about it. I love the quid pro quo, as you know, and the back and forth, and I also love it when you think globally. I'm thinking globally today. I'm drinking beer from Leipzig, Germany. Come on. You got to drink locally, and you got to support the craft beer movement to help this thing keep growing. Buy up them German beers so more of them come over here, because they've got some really cool styles and takes on beers maybe that we haven't seen here yet. You know, who knows? So, to the next DJs BrewTube, thanks a million to each and every one of you for rating, commenting, subscribing, and hitting that like button, because that puts my happy face on. Until then, I got nothing but a bunch of Gose drinking love for you, and a big peace out!